What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Fuel channel, where we speak the truth, we're honest, and we give our takes on the Miami Dolphins. It is Sunday, October 15th, 2023, and this is the post-game recap video for the Miami Dolphins and the Carolina Panthers. The Dolphins, for the first time in I was about to say 5 years. In 21 years, for the first time in 21 years, the Miami Dolphins are at 5-1. Incredible accomplishment. We're nowhere near done yet, though. That game was not easy, to say the least. And we'll get into it all. But I'm very happy. I'm going to get this out of the way first. I'm very happy how the team responded after that first quarter. Clearly, the team didn't come out prepared. They were flat. Carolina punched them in the mouth, and then they responded the rest of the game. I don't even really count that disastrous pick six that Mike White threw. Oof. That was bad. I don't even count that, though. The Dolphins, after they were down 14-0 in the first quarter, the old Miami Dolphins, led by Joe Philbin and Adam Gase, would lay down to the Carolina Panthers and get the upset. This team is different, though. They got a 14-0 lead on you, and boom, the Dolphins immediately take that back. 21 points in the second quarter. Tua Tagovailoa was great today. Tyreek Hill was unbelievable. Raheem Mostert was unbelievable. Jalen Waddle got himself a touchdown today. Great stuff from the Miami Dolphins offense. The defense, horrendous in the first quarter, and they were great all the way through. Didn't allow a single point to the Panthers offense after the first quarter. What my main concern was about this game was the injuries. We've seen Zach Zealer limping on the sideline, who appeared to be fine. Xavier Howard, he injured his groin, and he ended up not coming back in the game. That's the main worry going into this week, is Xavier Howard's groin, because all last season, Xavier Howard was dealing with a groin injury, and it said it affected him covering top receivers. And next week, I'm just saying, the Eagles have A.J. Brown, and he's one of the best receivers in the NFL. We need Xavier Howard against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. If we don't have him, our secondary's toast. So that's the main concerns. Injuries for the Miami Dolphins. Connor Williams didn't play today. We need him next week against the Philadelphia Eagles. I do not want to picture Liam Eichenberg trying to block Jalen Carter, because that will turn into a disaster. He wasn't bad today. I didn't really see many mistakes from Liam Eichenberg, but past track record, he's bad. And if he's blocking Jalen Carter or Fletcher Cox or any of these big defenders the Eagles have next week, we're in trouble. So our two main concerns going into this week, Xavier Howard and Connor Williams. Connor Williams did not play today. We didn't need Connor Williams. The Dolphins still put up 40 points without Connor Williams. The Dolphins won this game against the Carolina Panthers 42-21, and they moved to 5-1. So we're going to get into everything with this game. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me here on the Big Fight Fuel channel tonight. I do want to address something. I realize there's been people in the comments saying that my mic needs work. I don't really know what is going on with my computer right now when it comes to my mic. My volume is all the way up. My microphone is on. I just don't know. I really don't know how bad it is. I could look into getting a new microphone. I don't know. I apologize. It's something that I can't control because I have it on my computer. I have the volume all the way up, and it's something I don't know how to fix. I can look into it, but I'm not 100% sure. So I do want to I did want to address that because some people were talking about it in the comments, and I didn't want to ignore y'all. So, because I appreciate y'all and how much support you guys show to this channel. Let's get into some stats from this game. Again, the Miami Dolphins defeat the Carolina Panthers 42-21 at Hard Rock Stadium. Back-to-back home wins for the Miami Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium. And so far at home, they've played the Broncos, the Giants, and the Carolina Panthers. And I keep telling y'all this, but there's people on Twitter that are complaining about the Dolphins' schedule and, they play so many easy teams, this and that. It's not in their control who they play. You look at the beginning of the season, you're like, okay, the Broncos could get back to being, okay, they suck. The Giants, they were a playoff team last year. They made it to the divisional round, and they haven't panned out at all this year. And the Carolina Panthers are a very young and experienced team. So it's not our fault that these teams are being thrown to us, and we have to play these teams. Now, next week is a big challenge. Next week, we go on the road to Philly at Lincoln Financial Field against the Eagles. I will not be going to that game. I'm choosing not to go to that game. I'm going to the game. I'm going to a Dolphins game in December against the Titans in Miami. It's going to be loud. I know Philly heart to heart, and, it gets loud. It's really loud. They're very passionate fans, and the Eagles are a hell of a football team. It's going to be a tough test for the Miami Dolphins. It's not going to be an easy game. So if we're down 14-0 early, it's not like we're playing the Carolina Panthers. We're down 14-0 early. It could be trouble for the Miami Dolphins. Let's get into some stats before we break down this game. We'll start with the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young went 23 for 38, 217 yards, and 1 touchdown pass. Chuba Hubbard, 19 carries for 88 yards and a touchdown. Adam Thielen absolutely torched our secondary today, whether he was being covered by Eli Apple or Xavier Howard. It was mostly Eli Apple, but Adam Thielen in 2023 scorching the Miami Dolphins secondary. 11 catches, 115 yards, and a touchdown. DJ Chark had 3 catches for 26 yards. Tommy Tremble, 2 catches for 25 yards. Jonathan Mingo, 2 catches for 21 yards. And Laviska Shenault, 3 catches for 15 yards. And then you look at the Miami Dolphins side of things. Tua Tagovailoa, 21 for 31, 262 passing yards, and 3 touchdowns. No interceptions today. Had a couple scary passes that could have been intercepted, but they were not intercepted by Carolina. So Tua, I thought, had a really good game today. Raheem Mostert was unbelievable. We're going to have Devon Achane on IR for 4 weeks. He is confirmed to be coming back Week 11 against the Las Vegas Raiders after our bye. Raheem Mostert, 17 carries, 115 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chris Brooks, 6 carries, 28 yards. Savon Ahmed had 6 carries for 23 yards and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 6 catches, 163 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Waddle had 7 catches for 51 yards and a touchdown. Braxton Berrios, 2 catches for 21 yards. Raheem Mostert, 3 catches, 17 yards, and a touchdown. You look at the defensive numbers. Bradley Chubb got a sack. David Long Jr. led the team in tackles with 4, along with Eli Apple. Bradley Chubb, 6 players on the Dolphins defense got 4 or more tackles. Bradley Chubb got a sack. Christian Wilkins got 2 sacks, so that's good. He moved his sack number up to 3.5 sacks so far this season. Zach Zeller got a sack. And, Miami Dolphins got 4 sacks on the day on Bryce Young. So we start in the first quarter with the Carolina Panthers having the ball, and they go 3 and out. Second play of the game. Bradley Chubb blows by Hayden Hurst and gets the sack on Bryce Young. And then third down, Bryce Young to Laviska Shenault for 8 yards. Then the Dolphins, very rare 3-and-out. Raheem Mostert -2 yards. And third down, Raheem Mostert is catching a pass from Tua for 6 yards, and it's fourth down, and Jake Paley punts. I want to mention this because I don't want to forget about it, and I'm not sure what play it was on, but there was a play in this game where Raheem Mostert was doing a run, and Liam Eichenberg missed a block, I think, and you could see Raheem screaming, "Liam, come on, man!" And he was visibly pissed off at Liam Eichenberg on that play. And Raheem Mostert was all of us, man, because we're all pissed off at Liam Eichenberg all the time with the way he plays. But honestly, today, I really didn't see much mistakes from Liam Eichenberg. He wasn't bad. He wasn't great. He was fine. He did the job, and he was good for us today against the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers then started their second possession on their own 36-yard lines. They go 7 plays, 64 yards. Bryce Young down the middle to Adam Thielen, being covered by Eli Apple. Chuba Hubbard for 4 yards on 3rd and 6. Bryce Young finds it to Adam Thielen for 7 yards. 2nd and 9. Chuba Hubbard for 19 yards down to the Miami 6. Very next play, Chuba Hubbard, 6 yards and a touchdown for Carolina. So Carolina early on trying to establish a running game with Chuba Hubbard, which they did not have Miles Sanders today. And I thought Chuba Hubbard, played a good game against that defense. We gave up some pretty big runs against him. And in the first quarter, I will say this. I'm not past the first quarter yet, so I'm actually going to wait till the end of the first quarter. Dolphins went 3-and-out on the next drive. 3rd and 1. They did a fake QB sneak where Raheem Mostert was on the outside. Why are you trying to be cute on 3rd and 1? Just run up the middle and get the fucking first down. I hated that play call by Mike McDaniel. You don't got to be cute on everything you try to do. Just run up the middle and get the first down. Come on, Mike. So the Dolphins have to punt again. Then the Panthers, 10 plays, 74 yards in 5 minutes. Again, they just march down the field. Tommy Tremble for 21 yards, who leaps over Xavier Howard. Bryce Young to Adam Thielen for 11 yards. Blackshear, the running back, up the middle for 9 yards and a first down. 2nd down, Chuba Hubbard for 7 yards. Chuba Hubbard for 4 yards. They just continue to run the ball. Then on 3rd down, incomplete pass. But Miami was called for too many men on the field. And there was a first down for Carolina. 2nd and goal, Bryce Young threads the needle to Adam Thielen and gets the Carolina touchdown. Carolina goes up 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Just a really bad start from the Dolphins. They came out flat today. Carolina punched them in the mouth early. I was more panicked than the Dolphins were because at the halftime speech before they started the second half, the reporter, I think it was Melanie Collins, said that Mike McDaniel told her that, we were down 14-0 early, but the guys didn't budge. But the defense was shell-shocked on the sideline, and that quickly changed because after this touchdown, the defense didn't allow shit for the rest of this game. So we'll get into it then. And the Carolina offense had 139 yards at the end of the first quarter. Total, they had 296 yards today against Miami, and they were held to 159 yards in 3 quarters after they got out to a 14-0 lead in the first quarter. So that goes to show you how Vic Fangio made adjustments after they were down 14-0, and they didn't allow shit. They didn't get a turnover today, but they didn't allow shit after the first quarter. So good on that defense. We get to the second quarter. Carolina's up 14-0, and the Dolphins go 9 plays, 75 yards for a touchdown. Tua to Tyreek Hill for 27 yards. Tua goes deep to Jalen Waddle, but it's broken up by Franklin for Carolina. Raheem Mostert for 7 yards. That was the play he was screaming at Liam Eichenberg, because he could have went longer, but I think Liam Eichenberg missed a blocking assignment, and you could clearly see him visibly screaming, "Come on, Liam, let's go." Bad blocking assignment by Liam Eichenberg. What's new? Tua to Braxton Berrios for 10 yards for a first down. Tua to Tyreek Hill for 11 yards. Second down, Tua to Jalen Waddle for 14 yards. Savon Ahmed, no game. And then this was a thing of beauty. Mike McDaniel motions Durham Smythe. Tua hikes the ball. A check down to Raheem Mostert. There's a defender right at his face, and Durham Smythe is there to give him a shoulder block, and Raheem Mostert could literally walk into the end zone for a touchdown. That is just a beautiful, beautiful play design by Mike McDaniel, motioning Smythe, blocking the defender for Carolina, and that way Raheem walks in for a touchdown. That was a thing of beauty. The Panthers then go 7 plays, 31 yards. On third down, Bryce Young goes deep to G.J. Chark, who had Eli Apple beat, but Bryce Young overthrew it. And on 4th and 8, I actually like this call for Carolina. You're 0-5. You got nothing to lose. They faked it. The problem was Laviska Shenault stepped out. I mean, a problem for them, not a problem for us, because this was literally a momentum-swinging play for the Miami Dolphins. Laviska Shenault stepped out of bounds 1 yard short of the first down marker, and it was Miami's ball. Then, basically, that's when the momentum changed, I think. That was a massive play in this game. Miami, in 1:20, goes 3 plays, 57 yards. Raheem Mostert, 49 yards, tackled at the 8-yard line. He gets 4 more yards, and then Tua throws to Jalen Waddle for his second touchdown. He does the waddle, and then Robert Hunt takes the football, and you got Waddle standing next to Raheem and Tyreek Hill. He does the bowling ball celebration, which was just awesome. It was awesome. And the Dolphins are back in this game, 14-14. The defense allows Carolina to go 3 and out. They only allow 1 yard on third down to DJ Chark. Hecker has to punt. The Dolphins go 9 plays, 72 yards in 3 minutes. 3rd and 10, Tua to Jalen Waddle for 17 yards and a first down for Miami. Savon Ahmed for 2 yards on 3rd and 8. Tua to Raheem Mostert, and it was a great play by Mostert reaching out for the first down marker, which was just great awareness by him. 2 yards for Raheem, 2 yards for Savon Ahmed. We get to the 2-minute warning, and after the 2-minute warning, Tyreek Hill burns Dante Jackson, and Tua gives it to Tyreek Hill for a 41-yard touchdown. Tyreek then celebrates by taking a cameraman's phone. It's recording, and he does a backflip while recording the video. And he got called a fucking unsportsmanlike conduct for that penalty. So last week, he gets called unsportsmanlike and taunting for the peace sign, and then trying to give his mom the football. And then this week, he takes someone's phone after scoring a touchdown, and he does a backflip, and he gets unsportsmanlike for that, and he's probably going to get fined. NFL, the No Fun League, is back at it again, but Tyreek Hill went on the post-game press conference and says, "Look, I'm going to do my celebrations. I know I'm going to get fined. I don't care. So Tyreek Hill, this man literally does not care. And he's creating highlight reel plays. And these players should be able to celebrate, man. It's fucking ridiculous that we're getting called 15 yards for a backflip. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Let them celebrate, man. It's ridiculous. Carolina, 8 plays, 40 yards. They just marched down the field on this drive. Bryce Young to Adam Thielen for 16 yards. Bryce Young to Adam Thielen for another 16 yards. Bryce Young to Adam Thielen for 7 yards. Third down, Bryce Young to DJ Shark for 1 yard, tackled by Bradley Chubb. They got to settle for an Eddie Pinheiro 43-yard field goal, and he shanks it right. No good. The Miami Dolphins are up 42. I'm sorry. They scored 42 points the whole game. At halftime, they're up 21-14 over the Carolina Panthers. So they responded great after that first quarter. They got punched in the mouth. They came back. They punched Carolina in the mouth harder, and they took the touchdown lead going into halftime. And for the rest of this game, Carolina cannot keep up with the Miami Dolphins offense, because if Carolina wanted to stay close, they were going to have to go touchdown for touchdown with this Miami Dolphins offense, and they weren't able to do that. This Miami Dolphins team doesn't kick field goals. We score fucking touchdowns. So the Dolphins, they get the ball to start the third quarter. They go 3 and out. Carolina, it goes 6 plays. First down on 3rd and 1 to Chuba Hubbard. And on 3rd and 6, Christian Wilkins with the pressure. Basically, this was an offensive line collapse for the Panthers. Christian Wilkins was the first guy to get there for the Dolphins, and a 9-yard loss to Bryce Young, the sack. The Panthers punt. The Dolphins go 8 plays, 91 yards. Raheem Mostert for 9 yards. And he bumped into Alec Ingold on a play, which made him fall. And you can clearly hear him screaming, "Damn!" on that play. And the commentators were just laughing it up. Kevin Harlan was on the call for this game. Love me some Kevin Harlan, man. He is the fucking GOAT. Called 3 of our 6 games this year, man. As we need as much Kevin Harlan as possible. It sucks we're not going to have him next week, and we're going to have Chris Collinsworth next week, but the Sunday night crew. So, we'll go right here. 2nd and 5. Tua finds Tyreek in the middle of the field, and the Panthers make a tackle but can't bring him down. Tyreek continues to run and runs out of bounds at the 26-yard line, holding his hamstring. I don't know about you guys, but when I saw him do that, I held my breath. That did not look good. He immediately went onto the sideline, and it was just the same situation as the other night when Bryce Harper got knocked in the arm by Matt Olson in Game 4 of the NLDS. And he came up clutching his arm like he was in pain. And he hit his funny bone. And he was good. Tyreek Hill had cramps. And he came back in the game. Man, that was scary. That was a scary moment in this game. Seeing him go off to the sidelines like that. I'm so happy that he's okay. Hopefully everything goes fine with him going into this game against Philly this week. We pick up 1st and 10 at the Carolina 26. Jalen Waddle for 9 yards. Tua to Savon Ahmed for 9 yards. Raheem Mostert for 4 yards. And then 2nd down, Raheem Mostert, 4-yard touchdown. Miami up 28-14 over Carolina. Carolina goes 10 plays, 51 yards. 3rd and 2, Bryce Young gets a deep pass to DJ Chark, and it's caught for 24 yards, coverage by Eli Apple, who is such a liability, man. It's actually, they don't play Cam Smith. I just don't understand that. We saw Perry Nickerson play a little bit today once Xavier Howard came up with a groin injury, but I just don't understand why Vic Fangio doesn't play Cam Smith. It's actually confusing. I don't get it. That he had so much hype going into this offseason, and we've barely seen him on the field besides special teams. So Bryce Young to Tommy Tremble for 4 yards, Chuba Hubbard for 5, and then on 3rd and 1, Chuba Hubbard for 2 yards and a first down. We go to 3rd and 2, Bryce Young incomplete to DJ Shark with, I think, Kato Kohu on the coverage. Then on 4th and 2, Bryce Young in the end zone to Hayden Hurst, overthrew him, incomplete, turnover on downs, and the fourth quarter begins with the Dolphins on offense. They go 12 plays, 76 yards in 5 minutes. Savon Ahmed, 7 yards. Tua deep to Tyreek Hill for 24 yards down the middle. 2nd and 8, incomplete to Jalen Waddle. A big hit. Big hit on that play by Sam Franklin. Waddle was shaken up. Franklin was shaken up. And these two were basically going at it all game long. They were at it at the end of this drive, too, with the touchdown. 3rd and 8, Tua to Braxton Berrios for 10 yards and a first down. Raheem Mostert then gets an 11-yard carry. 2nd and 11, Tua to Tyreek for 13 yards. Raheem Mostert for 8 yards. Tua was incomplete, and there was defensive pass interference on Jeremy Chin. No gain for Raheem Mostert. Tua, his ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, attending for Durham Smythe. And 3rd down and goal. Raheem Mostert, 1-yard touchdown. That's when Sam Franklin and Jalen Waddle were getting at it. And the Dolphins basically put this game away, up 35-14. Bryce Young gets is sacked by Christian Wilkins. And on 3rd and 18, he's sacked again by Zach Zeeler, who came up limping. And he was fine. He came back in the game. The Dolphins punted on 4 plays. The Carolina Panthers went 7 plays, 32 yards. 16 yards to Hayden Hurst. Incomplete for 3 straight plays. And then on 4th down to Terrace Marshall, incomplete once again. So now Mike White is on the field. And on 3rd and 10 to Savon Ahmed, he just throws a duck. And it doesn't matter because the game was over. But this pass was bad. That was a bad pass, man. Slow to Savon Ahmed, and the corner was able to just run up on it. And he was able to take it to the house. That was bad. That was a bad throw by Mike White. And it made you like, oh, Jesus, that was not good. That was not good. The Dolphins then end the game, though, with 5 plays, 37 yards. Chris Brook, a tough, gritty, 28-yard run down to the Carolina 9-yard line. And then Savon Ahmed finishes off the drive with a 9-yard touchdown. And that's it, man. Your Miami Dolphins knock off the Carolina Panthers 42-21. And again, I loved the way they responded after being down 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Carolina came out and they punched them in the mouth. Miami came back in the second quarter and they punched them in the mouth harder. And then in the second half, they were like, try to keep up with us. And Carolina could not keep up with the Miami Dolphins. So, excuse me. Had a little bit of a yawn there. First one of the day. So, yeah, the Dolphins are 5-1. They dominated, which were they supposed to do. They dominated most of this game. They're still on top of the AFC East, and they got a big challenge. They got a big challenge next week coming up against the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts and that offense and that defense and that environment at Lincoln Financial Field, this is going to be a tough matchup for the Miami Dolphins. But, man, it's going to be a crazy week. We got Dolphins, Eagles next Sunday. We got the fucking Fightins in the NLCS. I'm still cheering for my Phillies. Let's go. Wave those towels. Game 1 of the NLCS tomorrow night against those Arizona Diamondbacks. Man, let's go, baby. Let's go. It's going to be exciting. Going to deliver a lot of content for you guys this week, which I'm very excited about. Nothing really much to get excited about this week because of the matchup. Nothing against the Panthers, but I expected the Dolphins to go out and blow out the Carolina Panthers. And it wasn't pretty at the first quarter, but then the Dolphins scored 35 unanswered points, and they took care of business easily, which is what they were supposed to do. And now it's going to create a fun, exciting matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday Night Football. I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel for some more content coming up this week. Hit a comment down below if you're a Dolphins fan or you're a Carolina Panthers fan. Leave me your thoughts on this game down in the comments. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. And I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next video. Have a good night. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy. And I'm out. Peace. And fins up, baby. We're 5-1. Let's go.